your guide. No topic too small, no tale too tall. Tune in, laugh out, you'll have a ball. From mysteries deep to light-hearted jokes in a poker rhythm where laughter invokes. Untitled is their name, the fun untamed. Each episode a ride that shows their claim. Untitled, Brian and Craig, get ready for a twist and a leg shake. In a quirky world where anything goes, join the ride as the madness flows.
And we're back.
Woo!
Week 4? Yeah, week 4.
Week 4, or at least show 4. Time loses all meaning.
It's true. Yeah, especially once you're trying to clean a house to sell a house, then use that to buy a house. The whole thing.
Exactly. Welcome to Brian Still Lives in Colorado for Now with Brian and Craig.
Yes, I am, of course,
And I am Craig Dodge.
Rig the Dad.
And this is our show. So I think we have a bit of a, I don't know if I want to use the word doozy, but we've got a good one today. I'm ready. I'm ready to roll. You feeling similar?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. They're gonna like it, I think. I don't know what you have on tap because that's what we do. It's a surprise both ways.
Right.
But Craig, I'm gonna start it off this time. What happened to you this week? What was notable this week?
Okay, this is strictly a matter of how you think about things, but I became a victim of Hurricane Milton and Hurricane, what was the other one?
Oh, Helene.
Helene! That's right, yeah. I became a victim of Milton and Helene this week. You should feel sorry for me. I don't know if I get any FEMA relief, but probably not. But yeah, I work in mortgage, and we sell a ton of stuff in South Carolina and Florida and Georgia. And so this week we had to basically send out all of our appraisers after, before the houses closed to make sure that the houses didn't, blow away or wash away or anything. So
you basically had to get boots on the ground for people to be like, yes, my house is still here. It is not an empty plot of land.
The house that we are lending money on, we have to make sure that it's still there so that if those people foreclose on us, we actually have something to sell. So yeah, before they close, we have to send everybody out. So instead of having a nice normal week, I was working monstrously long hours. And I've decided to just make that I am a victim of the hurricanes. So maybe I don't need the same kind of, sympathy as actual victims, but I still am going to claim victimhood status because it makes me feel better about how much stinking work I had to do this week. So
sorry, I just pictured a commercial with you and this Sarah McLachlan. What is it? Eyes of a Child?
No. What is that song? Something of an angel. Something of an angel.
Oh, Eyes of an Angel. That's what it is.
Is it the eyes of an angel?
Yeah, but it's like
yeah. I don't know if it's eyes of. It's something. It's definitely Sarah McLachlan.
Voice of an Angel. Voice of an Angel.
Is it Voice of an Angel? We're gonna get. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I watch or listen to a lot of Sarah McLachlan. So
yes,
yeah.
I know that you're a big Sarah McLachlan head.
Oh, she's the best. Yeah, it's basically all I listen to, really. So. All right.
But I just pictured you like sitting at your computer and just like sobbing and like hands in your head, like your head in your hands, and like when you're on the phone with your appraiser, think of the person on the other end. You're just sobbing and you're like, why won't it stop? I have a family. We won't get into the fact that your kids are pretty much adults, but
yes, that's fine. It needs to be in black and white. And Sarah McLachlan using the background. And like at some point there has to be slow motion and probably some tears rolling down my cheek.
Yes. So. And it has to be like really grainy and shot at like, what is that? A 21 frames per second. So it looks a little weird, a little jerky. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sarah McLachlan. This is the part of the show where I Google, which is always the best parts of the show. All right.
Yes.
I emailed. I'm really good at internet. I Googled and I called it emailing because I'm a 78-year-old man.
Why don't you Twitter your Facebook?
I'm going to do an internet and we're going to go Google. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. It'll be bigly.
Bigly great. A lot of people are saying this is some of the best Googling.
This is the best Googling. Okay. You know, the only way to get that voice right is you got to make your face all like scrunchy and weird.
Yes, you do, because
Like
that's how he does it.
you didn't see it, but I did the whole like scrunchy face, and you know, maybe one day if you know, we should just like launch a Patreon and have and do a video component to this and like put it behind like a paywall, I guess. And like you can see our faces as we do weird things.
At this point, I just want people in the door. I just want someone to listen. You don't have to pay. If
Yeah.
you're willing to listen to us blabber, God bless you. So we
Yeah,
appreciate
I mean, let's be honest. And oh, big announcement while Craig is googling because I'm just stalling for time now. We are now on Spotify thanks to Craig. So
We are. Yeah, Spotify. So if you're listening to us on Spotify, we made that happen. So
yeah. Well, I didn't make it happen. You made it happen.
well, that's true, but you know, it's in the arms of the angel.
It's in the arms of an angel.
In the arms
Oh,
of the angel, fly away from here. That's how it goes. I had
I
to Google the
see.
lyrics, and the song is just called Angel. So now we can rest easy because
Wow, really?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. In the arms of the angel. I know. I was thinking eyes sounded right too, but it's not. It's in the arms of the angel.
Yeah.
We're clearly
Well,
not watching enough late night commercials trying to get us to donate to dog and cat shelters. I think that's the lesson here.
I think we're both terrible people, but I feed stray cats. I feed stray
You
cats,
do.
not raccoons.
Raccoons. It's very important
One
that we say
C.
that. Yes. Whew. If we've learned nothing else from this show, it's that you don't feed the wild raccoons. So,
Yeah, and you can never trust an animal with thumbs. But
no, definitely not.
yes.
So yeah, so that's it for me this week. Is that I am a victim, and Sarah McLaughlin needs to sing for me now. But what's happened to you this week?
Yeah, I have quite literally just been going balls to the wall and cleaning my house and getting it
Yep.
ready to sell, and hopefully the next time I'll have good news, which will also be bad news for you, Krager. I'm sorry.
It'll be sad news. It's okay. I mean, this is coming. I'm prepared. We know we're not going to be able to go out and just catch Pokemon together for much longer.
Yes,
But
true. But you can always come with me to a Bills game.
you know I will. Don't threaten me with a good time.
And we can go to every street corner because it has pizza and wings.
I'm a fan of both of those things. We will definitely have to make that happen.
Okay, here's a quick aside. I have to know: are you a bone-in or bone-out wing type of person?
Oh, I mean, I am, and I will probably judge if this is not the same answer. It's a bone in. Bone out are known as chicken tenders. That's not a thing. It's a bone in, or you're not doing wing, right? You're with me on this, right?
Technically, yeah, because it's like an adult chicken nugget at that point.
That's all it is, isn't it? It's not even adults. Like you're still a child if you're eating bone out nugget or bone out wings. You're eating chicken nuggets.
That's
Not
a
that there's
hot
anything
take.
wrong with a chicken nugget. I'll enjoy a chicken McNugget from time to time, but yeah, it's not a wing. So of course, yeah, bone in.
Yeah.
It's the only true answer.
I mean, listen, I myself, if I'm just like getting something quick, I'll do boneless, which I am aware are just mini chicken tenders. Yes. I know.
Yeah, they are. But you don't say you're having wings then, do you?
No. I mean,
No.
I do love Wingstop. I'm a big fan of Wingstop, but like I don't know. I guess it's just like the way that they prepare them. They're not very. What's the word? They're not substantial. They're not like the ones that you get at like a regular like bar or whatever. They're not like they don't feel meaty enough. Like they have.
They're inconsequential.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just I don't know. I don't know how to.
I'm wondering if you really want to be saying things like "I'm a big fan of Wingstop" when you're about to move to Buffalo, because I feel like that's something that if you said in Buffalo might actually get you beaten up.
Yeah, it might actually like the little lady, with the walker will just pull out a nunchuck and like beat me.
Exactly, take you down. Or like 4 years from now, for some reason you're running for like city council in Buffalo for some reason, and one of your opponents finds this podcast and like. Can you trust Brian Dunnigan? He is a big fan of Wingstop. And then they have like a grainy video of you saying, I'm a big fan of Wingstop. And then like your whole campaign is just completely hosed because, that doesn't fly in Buffalo. So I'm just saying, be careful. Think of your constituency is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I will rephrase and say I do enjoy a generic wing fast food-ery.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably safer.
Because, I feel like every place also tries to do wings. Like once the wings became popular, they're just like everybody's trying to do them.
It is, yeah. It's like everyone's doing it. You're right.
Yeah. Anyways, do you know what time it is?
I'm aware of what time it is, my friend. We've downloaded what happened to us this week, which means it is time for a the news. Okay,
Yes.
this first one, I don't know that it's a huge news story, but I was shocked that it is something that could happen. And that Dateline. This is from the AP. Dateline London,
I love
England.
a good AP story.
Right? Who does it? The Associated Press. They do good work. Thieves with a nose for cheese pulled off a massive cheddar ripoff in London this week.
Please tell me that's the headline.
That's the first line of the story. Actually, the headline is
Oh.
artisan cheese seller in a pickle after thieves made off with massive cheddar haul. Okay,
That's good stuff.
that's really good, right? But here, thieves stole 300,000 pounds. Not weight, British pounds, like money.
Oh,
like
like
300.
money. Okay.
Yeah, like 300,000 pounds worth of cheese from Neil's Yard Dairy this week. The company,
Okay.
it was like a con, and before the company realized that they had been scammed, they made off with it was 22 metric tons of cheese, which is 48,488 pounds of cheese. That's pounds as in weight.
That is so much cheese.
That is so much cheese.
That is so
And
much cheese.
Scotland Yard says that the high monetary value of these cheeses probably made them a target. It took 18 months to make and age this cheese, and now it's all gone.
Wow. That is a damn shame.
You hate to hear it, but also, how do you get rid of that? Or part of like being a thief is getting something that you're able to get rid of and make money off of. Like, how exactly are you going to get rid of this much cheese without people being like, you know what? I heard there's a lot of cheese that went missing, and suddenly all you're doing is trying to sell me aged cheddar. What is going on? Like, this
Right.
doesn't seem like a crime that you're going to get away with. Like, unless you're just really hungry.
Yeah, it feels like it's hard to fence that.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Is how do you fence the cheese? It's mind-boggling to me that this is a problem. Like,
Like someone comes up to you in like foggy old London town and is like, "Hey, governor, you want some cheddar?"
he's got one of those jackets on where he just like pulls it out. Like on one side there's a bunch of watches, and the other side is a wheel of cheese. Like, would you like a Rolex or perhaps some cheddar or Munster? Like, what? Who
Yes.
steals cheese? I mean, really, man.
Well, here's the
wild.
other thing. Here's maybe you're going on a date, okay? And you need to fascinate a woman or a man, no judgment. You need to fascinate your date. And there's an old was it like in the Farmer's Almanac, it said you may fascinate a woman by giving them a wheel of cheese. So maybe they need a wheel of cheese
Okay.
to fascinate their date.
That's not how I typically think of fascinating a date, but I haven't been on the dating scene for some time, so perhaps that's how kids are doing it these days. I don't know.
I mean, same. I don't know. I feel like some people would be very excited to get a wheel of, Havarti.
Man, if someone handed me a wheel of cheese, I think I'd be excited. I think I'd be, I like cheese. I don't think I'd want to steal that much.
Would you say that you'd be fascinated?
Fascinated. I thought you were going to make a cheese pun. I was really curious.
No, that's really hard to do.
I
I don't know.
I was waiting for it because the way you built that up, I was excited, and then I just got fascinated.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, is there wordplay here? And I missed it. And I don't think there is. So I would just be hungry, probably. Like, hey, I'll eat some cheese.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Craig, that whole bit could have been better.
Oh, he did it! He did it! I didn't think he could, and then he did. Well done, sir.
I fumbled the ball, and then I grabbed it again, and then I grabbed it again, and I made the touchdown.
That was Gouda. That was great. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not so good with the puns. I can't work, puns on the run. That's just not my thing. Like, I don't think I can do that.
In another world, it was widely documented that puns were the highest form of comedy because you had to be literate to know.
To understand it, yeah.
Exactly. And this was at a time when A, the majority of the populace wasn't literate, and B, if you were able to do it, you were like, oh, he has a high intelligence. When really, we all know that whoever makes puns and people who do make puns are just fucking around.
I love a good pun. Like, I know a lot of people groan and hate them, and I can understand that reaction, but also at the same time, to really do it well, it's like an art form, and I admire those who are quick with a pun. I appreciate it. So I'm not here to judge anyone who's doing some punning. I'm here for it.
It's pretty tricky to do, and the people that do it and always have one in like the back back pocket. I admire. It is cringy a little bit, but I mean, you know, you gotta, like you said, you gotta respect the craft.
You absolutely have to. What if it was like your superpower? Like some people, like a low power pressure superpower or something, where like some people would be able to fly, or some people, something that
Yeah.
doesn't actually do it. Yours is just like any instant you can immediately pull a pun. I think that might actually have more social value and really get you places. Or people would just grunt at you a lot. I don't know, one way or the other. So
One way or the other. Actually, there was a post I saw years ago that like, what about people who have like low level superpowers? And it was like basically kind of a weird thought experiment on like people having superpowers. So, for example, it's usually mundane stuff. Like Molly from accounting always makes really good coffee, and she doesn't do anything. It just always tastes better when Molly makes it.
Right.
You know, weird things like that. Or like, you know how some people their signature dish, let's just say fish fry, is much better, and they only use salt, pepper, and garlic, but theirs is
But
always much
somehow
better.
theirs always tastes better because they have that's their superpower.
Exactly.
Sure. Absolutely. Some people, they just compose emails and they're not doing anything great. They're not using AI. They're not, they're just writing a quick email, but it always seems to impress the client.
Right.
So, yeah,
Right. Like our good friend Katie Ann.
there you go. I think she would probably impress anyone if they met her. So, yeah, definitely.
All right, I think we could do one more quick one. Sorry, we got sidetracked with cheese.
No, it's okay. Cheese. That's kind of what I was expecting. This one makes me happy. This one is so great. If you go into what makes me sad is that we don't get the name of this pizza restaurant.
No.
Because I really would love to know what they called themselves. Or maybe if I was a good punist, I could come up with a good name for them. But yeah, again, we've already discussed this. But
Correct.
in the city of Dusseldorf, a pizza restaurant was shut down because Pizza 40 was selling a little too well. Pizza number 40. That was the name of the pizza. It was one of their best-selling pizzas. But here's the problem. It was a pizza that came with a side of cocaine. So if you went in and asked for pizza number 40, you would get a box delivered to you that had pizza in it and a bag of cocaine.
That's
Right?
that's really good. That's really good because pizza and wings, pizza and
Coke. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, police became suspicious because Pizza 40 was becoming way too popular. I don't know how they knew that, but they did, and so they started investigating this. And they went to the apartment of the pizzeria manager, and they went to buzz on his door, and he saw that it was the cops, but they had his whole apartment surrounded. So what he did was take a bag of drugs and tossed it right out the window, which fell right in the arm of the police officers who were down there. The bounty included 1.6 kilograms of cocaine, so 3.5 pounds. I don't do a lot of coke, which means I don't do any coke, but I'm assuming that 3.5 pounds is a lot of cocaine. It seems
that is a lot.
Seems like a lot of cocaine. So yeah, and there was also 400 grams of cannabis, which doesn't seem like that much, and around $290,000 American in cash. So yeah. So I think more than just pizza was happening at this pizza restaurant. But apparently he was released from prison after a few days and reopened his pizza business and began selling pizza number 40 with the cocaine side order again. And this gave a opportunity to police to go, and 150 officers busted the entire drug ring as a result of this. They were able to get 3 suspects, including the 22-year-old head of the drug operation, and they also raided homes of another 12 suspected drug dealers, all because of pizza number 40. So, God, I would love to know what the name of this pizza restaurant is. It's German.
Oh my God.
So it's probably something harsh, but just the fact that somebody thought to be like, how we can distribute this? We'll just make it on the menu. Pizza number 40. And yeah,
I gotta respect the hustle on that.
I mean, you got to. Maybe not the most ethical of business dealings, but it is one of the more creative ones. So we salute you, Mr. Whatever your name was. I didn't get the name of the guy. It wasn't in the story. But yeah, Dusseldorf. So if you're in Dusseldorf and you're looking for pizza and you happen to see pizza number 40, I would probably stay away, but I don't know. Maybe you need a pick me up. That's your call. So.
if that's your jam.
That's right. So anyway, I'm Craig, and that is the news.
The news. Okay.
All right. Now we know what time it is, and I'm afraid. I'm afraid because I haven't been given any advanced insight into what this is, other than it's a good one as far as breaking my brain. And I'm still recovering from last week, by the way.
Yeah.
Not so
Did
much
you
what
eat
you
too?
did. Yeah, not so much what you did on the air, but then you sent me the links to the. Is it manga? I don't. Is that what it is when it's written down?
Yes,
Yeah.
the manga. Yeah.
Ooh, I used the word correctly. I feel so proud. Yeah, he sent me the link to the manga and just the pictures and descriptions and everything, and it was a lot for this guy who doesn't read a lot of things like that. So it was intense. So, and I've been promised that an even better, well, not better, but stronger brain breaking this week. So we'll see if my brain can stand up to this, weekly abuse. So far, so good. But I am a little nervous. But I turn the floor over to you, my brain breaking buddy.
Okay, so this is all about the weird and wonderful world of Pokemon and how it's a horror hellscape.
I'm into it. This is right up my alley. I love it.
And I know you don't play the mainline games, so you won't know all of this deep, weird lore.
The only thing I know about the lore is that there's way more of it than I ever would care to dig into, but that there is just deep.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, the lore is so good. But okay. In the first game that you red and green, there's a place that you go called Lavender Town. And the
Okay.
music is banging, right? And it's the one that's playing right now.
Right now at night. Right.
Yeah. Apparently, it's because the music is supposed to be the sounds of souls and children screaming, distorted by a Pokemon named Ms. Magius.
I know Miss Magius, but I had no idea that they were so devious. That's disturbing.
Yes.
I love Japan, by the way. It's great.
Yes. So the sound, and it's also because the sound of Ms. Magius's cries are said to, the sound of Miss Magius's cries cause those to hear it to be tortured by headaches and hallucinations, and believe that it did this for the music of Lavender Town, which is amusing. Which, considering the fact that Miss Magius is way generations down the line.
Yeah, that's true. That because it's like 3 or 4 generations after the first one, so it's definitely not Kanto. So
Yes. So another thing, Phantom,
okay,
little cute,
little like half tree, half pumpkin or something. Yes,
Yes. Those are the souls of dead children that were turned into Pokemon.
great, great. I love it. Wonderful. That's just what I needed to
Yes.
know.
Yes. Yamask.
Wait. Why are we dealing with the souls of children so much with Pokemon? What's that all?
So the lore, I believe, behind it, well, not the lore, but like I believe the fan theory, and I don't believe it's me just like BSing or blowing smoke, is because, in the Pokemon world, you turn 10, you get your Pokemon, and then they send you away to go on this Pokemon journey to, learn about the world yourself, make friends, all that sort of thing. But you never hear, and you hear about people who, didn't do well, and then they you hear about the people who just kind of disappear. Like, oh, my child never came back.
They left at 10. What could possibly have gone wrong? Oh, they didn't come back, and now they're a tree pumpkin ghost.
Yeah. I mean, that's like one of the edgy, spooky fan theories.
Okay.
But
I dig it. I'm here for it. So, you were about to go to Yamask. I'm sorry. I did interrupt.
yeah. No, you're fine. And Yamask, the soul of a dead human that carries around a mask said to look like what it looked like. So the idea is, I guess, if it was the real world, it would be that weird little ghost thing holding a mask of its face, of a human face.
Of the human face that it was before it was dead.
Exactly. And that's absolutely kind of horrifying. That is like yokai level horrifying. And Craig, I don't know if you know what yokai are, but yokai are like a series of like Japanese mythical monsters, and some of them are straight horrifying.
Okay. Yeah, I know nothing of this world, but
Yeah, but Cafagrigus,
yes,
the evolved form of Yamask, apparently uses its hands to turn humans into mummies.
that's why it's a sarcophagus, so it can turn them into a mummy and then put them in, because it's like coffin shaped, right? That's the one I'm thinking of.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Love everything about it.
Drifloon. Yeah, Drifloon, just is known to steal children who mistake it for a balloon, just grabbing off children.
And takes them off. Yeah, very Stephen King's It.
Yeah, apparently because Drifloon are very light, it's easily resisted and, gets pulled around by the kid. But here's the thing. Why is it trying to steal children in the first place?
So they can make more phantoms, obviously.
Oh, that is you, Craig, you just created a horrible Pokemon lore.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Horrible. Let's see, Lampent, which is
Like the
the
candle one,
middle
right?
form.
I think it's the middle one. Right?
Yeah, it's the middle one of, oh
And
god, what are they called? Litwick.
Litwick, yeah, Litwick, Lampent, and I don't remember what the final.
Chandelure.
There you go. Yes, because I
Yeah.
have one in Pokemon Go that I named Bing, Chandelure Bing.
That's terrible.
It's pretty bad. I can pun sometimes.
I mean, I do like it, but it's bad. Apparently, it waits around hospitals to consume the souls of Pokemon and humans, and the flames are the souls of those close to death.
Okay, there's a lot of souls happening with the Pokemon Go's.
Yeah, they're also kind of it's kind of terrible. Like it's just all kind of scary. Here's one that I really like though. Sableye, the little weird
Yeah, like the goblin-looking guy that has gems for eyes. I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's basically it's more or less loosely based on the Hopkinsville Goblin case. Do you know about this?
I know nothing of this. This is the first time those words have ever crossed upon my path. So no, I know nothing.
Okay, so it was a strange case in Kentucky where a family was harassed by aliens slash goblins. They call them the Goblins of Kentucky. They were weird little critters, long arms, stout
Okay,
legs, big head, ears, eyes, that sort of thing. Kind of look like grays, if you know,
sure.
you know the
The alien.
stereotypical alien.
Yes, I do. I'm aware.
Yes, and they would just like wander around this house, cause mischief, knock over stuff. There's like video and crazy shit. Like the dad like want mad and like shot at them, and it was a whole crazy thing. And it's based off of
Are we sh-
it's based off of that.
are we sure they weren't just raccoons?
They were not
Okay,
raccoons.
okay.
They were not
Okay.
raccoons.
I was gonna say, so a Pokemon was created by something that happened in Kentucky.
Yes.
I like it. Not what I would have expected, but I'm here for it.
But here's the thing about this particular area of rural Kentucky. It's near a bunch of mining shafts and stuff. And there's hundreds of miles of mining tunnels that go around. And so there was a paranormal documentary series called Hellier, I think, because Hellier, my geography is wrong and I might be conflating these two. But Hellier is nearby. And it's kind of the same thing that was happening in Hellier. And so they went in and they checked it out, and it was just a bunch of weird stuff like this. And it's cool. Like the whole lore behind it is cool.
Kentucky Goblin.
Yeah, the Kentucky Goblins. You could Google it, and it's pretty wild.
Okay.
Another crazy thing, Sandigas, the evolution palisand.
I do. It looks like a sandcastle. Yes.
Yes, it's apparently they hex passerbys to make them add sand and build to make the palisand bigger. Oh, and by the way, on the underside and underneath palisand are the bones of those whose vitality has been drained.
No. So wait, are they the same ones that added to the castle? So like they hex you into building up the castle a bit, and then once you've done that work, your bones are drained of vitality and placed on the underside of Palisand?
Yeah, and it basically eats you, essentially.
Cool. Game for children, everyone.
Yes. I'm telling you, it is a horrible. I wouldn't say horrible, but it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, they're not worried about making it family friendly, and I kind of like that.
But like, also, can we just talk about the giant murder bees?
Sure. I'm not one to say no to a sentence like that.
Beedrill is a 60-pound hornet.
I didn't realize
These things are as big as my dog.
that is terrifying. I've never thought of Beedrill being that big, but it is. Like when it's your buddy, it's very, very large.
Yeah, and according to the Pokedex pages, they travel in swarms. So yeah, that's horrifying.
Oh my gosh. So how much is a swarm of 60-pound creatures?
Oh man,
That's
hundreds,
enormous.
thousands.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that is disturbing. It's not even a ghost type, it's a bug type.
Yeah, horrifying. There's also like Lovecraftian level of cosmic horror creatures. For example, Yveltal.
Mm-hmm.
It suggests that he's the load-bearing beam of all life, and and he's just a thing you catch, and you're basically this small thing in a giant cosmic game that you are an insignificant speck of dust
What was the sentence that you said? He's the load-bearing beam of life?
of all life. Yeah. So basically,
That's a lot.
he's like, yeah, it's a lot to. And then there's like all sorts of sea monsters like Gyarados
Right.
and Tentacruel and like what is it, Muck. and Grimer are sentient pollution.
Yeah, yeah. There's a Pokemon that's a trash bag, for crying out loud. Trubbish.
Yeah, Trubbish and Garbodor.
Yeah.
Yeah, horrifying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm keeping with the horror theme.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and I just wanted to break your brain and be like, because you play this and you think it's all cute and stuff,
Right.
and wrong.
You didn't even bring up the one that's like the most horrifying, I think, or at least the one that gets the most play, I think, of for being a sad story. And
Oh.
now I'm gonna forget his
Oh,
now I'm gonna forget his name.
is it Cubone?
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, Cubone's so sad. It's so
It
sad
is
because
sad.
he's wearing the skull of its mom.
Yeah, which is weird, but also disturbing and sad because his mom was his mom the evolved version. What's the Cubone and
I believe
Marowak?
it's Marowak.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So his mom was a Marowak and she dies, and then he wears her skull on his head because that's what well-adjusted Pokemon do.
Yes, exactly what well-adjusted Pokemon do.
Are there counselors for Pokemon? Maybe we could get rid of some of this, awfulness just by letting them talk about their feelings.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of scary, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there that like Pokemon, there's also a lot of organized crime that just kind of goes unchecked. So that's weird.
Wait, a lot of organized crime in Pokemon, or is that like are you starting a totally different subject of conversation?
No.
Did I miss something?
No, just a lot of organized crime like Team Rocket.
Oh, right. Okay, I
And
see what you're saying. Yeah.
and like Team Plasma. Well, I guess Team Plasma isn't. Actually, I'm not sure, but I know that like in one of the generations, the bad guys were basically eco-terrorists.
That's great. That's what we need. Yeah. But I guess you have to have something to
Yeah.
fight against, so might as well be an eco-terrorist.
Yeah. There's also it's kind of heavily implied that Pokemon is like some post-World War, like cyberpunk post-World War, because there's not a lot of like adults
Sure.
or like
Okay.
parental figures, stuff like that.
There is something mildly dystopian about it, I guess.
Yeah, like definitely. There's also Gengar disguises its victims as their shadow, sneaks up and eats their soul.
Hmm.
So like, but it's shown in like the anime and like described as like, oh, he just is a little prankster. I mean,
I wouldn't think a soul would be a very satisfying meal. It doesn't seem like there'd be a lot of calories.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I would assume not.
yeah, you wouldn't think. I don't know if my brain is broken, but I enjoyed that tremendously. That was anytime you can talk, a little Pokemon lore and bring me up to speed on a thing I spent a lot of time doing without knowing that much about it. And then just to find out that everything is someone's soul or, decayed bones or something that the vitality has been sucked from. Yeah. It's great. It's heartwarming, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, kind of makes you feel like you don't live in a late stage capitalistic hellhole.
Almost as if.
Almost as if. And
awesome.
we got to end up on a happy note.
Okay.
The Gigantamax battles were fun.
We're
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it wasn't as implemented as well as it could have been.
right.
But
And for those who don't know what Brian's talking about, Pokemon Go introduced Gigantamax battles today in an event that could only be described as mildly underwhelming. I don't know.
yeah,
They're kind of cool, but also it takes like 40 people to beat them, and that's too many like actual human beings to get together with. So yeah,
it's true.
the general scuttlebutt amongst everyone who plays the game is that this is going to have to get worked out because it does not make sense and it doesn't work, and everyone's going to lose interest in about 2 weeks if it continues on the current path. So
Yeah.
we shall see. I don't know, but hey, at least they look.
Yeah.
And that's something.
Yes, the Gigantamax Blastoise is probably.
It's got so many guns. How many?
So
It's like the Second Amendment broke out on its back.
Blastoise, sponsored by the NRA. Gosh. Well,
All right.
we'll end it on this actually. Even though we're only on episode 4, we got some fun things in the pipeline.
Oh yeah.
So there's that. We'll end up on a happy note. There's more untitled goodness, and listeners will be rewarded
Yeah.
in time.
That is the thought, most definitely. So one of the things that we can say now is that if you are on Instagram, you can find us on Instagram, and if we ever have something we're talking about that has a visual element, hey, there's a chance you might actually see it. So, and if you want to see what our mugs look like, there is a picture of that. It's just go to Instagram, Untitled with Brian and Craig, and we're right there, man.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So yeah, we'll just plug ourselves. But But before you do that,
Okay.
what should we always do, Craig?
No, hold on. You're getting ready to end the show, but
Yeah.
we forgot to do something very important.
Oh, what did we forget? Oh, you're right.
We gotta make a
How could I
movie pitch,
forget?
my man. The,
Oh man,
the
you're
whole
right.
point of the show,
The
allegedly.
whole point. You're right. You're right. Oh
I was
man,
wondering
I
where you were
messed
going.
up.
It's okay. It's all right. I enjoyed it, but like
Oh no. Oh, I feel terrible now.
with the movie. No, it's all right. I'm not gonna let you get away with
Okay.
that. But I'll start this week because I think you started last week. But I'm gonna go with a comedy this week, and
Okay.
my comedy is the guy. We'll say he lives. Let's see here. We'll say he lives in Kentucky because that just seems like a good place. He's just down the road from where all the goblins live, apparently. But the point of this comedy is that tragedies start happening to him, but totally out of time, much like our Babylonian space monks. So like,
I was waiting for one of us to bring up the Babylonian space wizards from out of time.
yes, yeah. Well, there you go. But he becomes a victim of disasters but like disasters that happen from not like 2 weeks ago, but like suddenly maybe he's on the Titanic, or I don't know if this is a movie or like a TV show or something, or he gets the bubonic plague somehow, or or just something that doesn't make any sense, like Mount Vesuvius. He's there suddenly, and like it's going off, and it's like, what is happening? Like all of the tragedies that befall him happen to him completely out of time, and it's a comedy because you just never know what's going to happen next, and it's played for madcap fun. So I'm picturing like,
Oh no.
yeah, I'm picturing. Oh, me and names, man. The goofy guy from This Is So Terrible. He's only like the most famous comedian actor in the world. He's in Elf. He's the elf in Elf. Wow.
Oh, you're talking about Will
Yeah.
Ferrell.
Ferrell! Oh my gosh, I forgot Will Ferrell. This is how good I am with names. So when I'm talking about Pokemon and I can't remember the name of the Pokemon, it's just because all names just immediately leave my brain. But yes, Will Ferrell, I kind of picture him as this guy and just having terrible disasters from week to week happening to him, or at some point, just that kind of thing. But like that's the whole point, is just that disasters out of time are occurring to him as he's living his life in Kentucky. So that's all I have right now. It's not a real heavy pitch, but I think it could be fun.
I feel like that could be a good like Amazon show.
Yeah, right? Or like Apple TV, maybe.
Yeah, something. Someone with a bunch of money just
Right, just
throw money at Craig.
Yeah, and I'll throw some at Will Ferrell, and we'll get a great show going.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be great. So my pitch is a movie, and I don't want to get sued, so it's not going to be. I'll have to get in with Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, but
Oh, okay.
it'll be a Pokemon movie. It'll
Okay.
it'll probably I'll say it's live action, right? But it's set around Halloween, and it follows the adventures of some organized crime people. So let's say not like Team Rocket, but something else, right?
Okay.
So whatever it is, pick your generation, and they steal cheese.
Yes.
It starts off where they steal cheese, and why are they stealing cheese? Well, it's because that's what their leader, a Gengar, wants.
Of course.
And because they don't want to get horribly murdered or whatever, they do that. But it turns out that it'll kind of like ebb and flow with like, oh, it's a movie about like these bumbling criminals in the Pokemon world. Wrong. It's a horror. It's a bizarre horror film. But it gets better because then they have to use Yveltal and all the cosmic ones like Giratina to fight the Babylonian space wizards from out of time.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
And also,
I think
they're trying to steal cheese because there's a ton of crying children. I can do a throwback too.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yes.
Yeah.
So they're giving
like
cheese to Gengar and also the children.
And also to the crying children, yes, in cheese slice form, of course. I can totally picture Gengar as a mob boss, by the way. That's brilliant casting. That's great.
Yeah, no, and I've always said that, what is it, Croagunk has a switchblade, like 100%.
Oh, totally. Definitely. He's a lower level toady in the whole criminal organization, but he definitely gets out and does some of the dirty work.
Yeah, no, like 100%.
He's breaking knees. He's totally breaking knees, 100%.
Yeah, no,
yes.
So you see a group of Croagunks, one's got a switchblade, the other one's got a 2x4. Oh yeah.
I'm walking the other way. Yeah, no, I'm crossing the street and walking the other way.
Yeah, no, that's the one you don't want. That's the one you don't want to see. But yeah, no, and it could be called. Oh man, what would the name be called? Oh man, the Cheese Wizards.
The Cheese Wizards from Out of Time.
From Out of Time.
They have to be time. Can't just be in time. That wouldn't work.
Yes. No, I think
I dig it.
I think yours would work more as like a limited series. I think
Yeah.
that-
Oh,
that
yeah.
would
It's
be-
like a 10 episode. It's a 10 episode run for sure. But yeah,
in the vein of like in a more comedic what was it, Moon Knight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get Marvel on it maybe a little bit. We can see. Could figure something out.
Yeah. Also, can I just talk about how nobody ever mentions this, but the guy who created Earthworm Jim, Doug TenNapel, the original run of comic books were from the Marvel Universe. So,
Oh, of Earthworm Jim.
of Earthworm Jim. So Earthworm Jim
Okay.
is canonically in the Marvel Universe.
Oh, I really want the Earthworm Jim MCU movie now.
Yes. And I've actually thought of a way to make it happen.
Of course you have.
But you have to understand it requires a little bit. So it starts off with Earthworm Jim as part of the collector's collection, and then when the collector basically his collection goes to crap, he's like, oh great, now I got to get back to all these wacky characters, and he learns something about himself and the friends along the way.
Well, that's what you always want to have in a good movie from the Marvel universe. That's great. I love it.
Yeah, and this one actually wouldn't have jokes that felt forced because he's an earthworm. He's just kind of a goofy, weird guy, weird creature,
I dig it. I think that'd be fun. So yeah, we should definitely see what we can do to make that happen amongst all the other projects that we've got in the fire. Like this is an idea machine, this podcast.
It is, and I'm just saying, like Kevin Feige, come at me, bro. I got ideas.
Feige. I think it's Feige. Yeah,
Feige?
for sure.
Yeah. You got three. You got bonus ones. You got a bonus one this week.
You always got like a bonus one at the end, especially when we almost forgot to do it entirely. So there you
I'll
go.
take the blame on that.
It's all right. It's all right. We're a team, and we're not. When one of us falls down, the other picks the other up. That's how it works.
And I appreciate that, Craig. And the one thing you'll always let me do is read the back
for
of that
sure.
Q-tip box.
Yeah. Until next time, always read the back of the Q-tip box.
Untitled with Brian and Craig is produced and edited by me, Brian Dunnigan. It is also hosted by me, Brian Dunnigan, as well as Craig Dodge. Opening and ending themes are created by AI, so nobody has a license to those.